All right, everybody, welcome back to the OffBeat Sports Podcast presented by Out. Great product over there. Me and Harry are back with another episode. We're going to talk it's a little late, but we're going to talk a little bit about All-Star Weekend because I have some opinions about it that I think pretty good. But I don't know. I think it's a good topic to talk about.
No,
How you
it's
doing,
not
Harry?
bad. I'm well. I'm doing all right. I think we should probably start with the most disappointing event, which
Yeah,
is
we'll kind of go.
so.
Let's go disappointing to most entertaining.
Yeah, honestly, I
All
think you're
right,
gonna be surprised.
dunk contest.
Most of. So, all right. So here's my take, and it's not really a take. Like everybody knows it. They're just running out of ideas. When you get to the dunk contest, like everybody's done the same thing every single year. Like Obi Toppin, oh my God, he won by throwing it off the grass, by tapping it on the glass and then dunking it, literally the same way the person won last year and the year before. I just want originality. It's hard.
But you got to think I don't know. There's ways you can get creative with props and stuff because you think Aaron Gordon did it with the freaking hoverboard, with this mascot on the hoverboard.
Yeah, right.
A few years ago. You got to get creative. Honestly, what I think they should do is they should do what they did in the late '90s and take a couple years off of the dunk contest.
But try and bring up the amp for it,
and then kind of rejuvenate it. But or what you could also do is bring in professional dunkers.
Yeah, dude. We don't need NBA
could do
stars.
You could you could bring in a couple of professional dunkers and a couple of NBA players and have them go at it.
What about a finals match? You know what I mean? Like whoever won against the 4 NBA players goes against Jordan Kilgannon or something like that. You know what I mean? How do you beat him? You know what I mean? He's just the ultimate dunker.
I think that would be a pretty cool way. And I do think that what I think you should do, I think they should take a break and then do something like that, do something new kind of. And with that, you could also bring in I saw that lethal shooter guy tried to get a spot in the 3-point contest. Bring in creators or influencers kind of things to compete in the thing. I don't know. That's where the world's going is influencers. That would be a pretty cool thing to bring
tell me fans wouldn't be hyped. Tell me fans wouldn't be wicked hyped to see Professor on the Skills Challenge.
Yeah, stuff like that.
So all right, so best.
I actually like the 3-point contest. I don't think that there's not much you can change to it, which is good because there's not much but it's still entertaining.
Yeah,
because it always comes down to the wire. They got to hit these many shots. So
it's always the money ball basket. It's always the right corner. Right corner is always the.
And then you got and then you got stuff like Cat winning this year.
Yeah, right, dude.
That stuff always makes it entertaining. Yeah, that stuff always makes it entertaining.
It's always great.
So I mean, I would say so dunk contest was disappointing. I just think you'd expected more out of guys like Jalen Green and Cole Anthony, but also good for Obi Toppin and the Juan Toscano Anderson for doing better. I mean, other than GTA's last attempt, he was fine up until then, but I wouldn't blame them necessarily.
No,
it's hard. It's hard.
I can't blame on the new guys either.
Mm-hmm. I just think it's more of a NBA problem.
I mean, think about it. Jalen Green and Cole Anthony were doing what they looked like they were about to do. We're going to be some crazy dunks. The problem is it's the level of difficulty that makes it actually harder to actually, be able to do it. You don't need to go for the craziest, hardest dunks in the world. But dude, even when Victor Oladipo brought in the T'Challa mask, you know what I mean? Even when he wore the Black Panther mask, fans were yo, it's awesome. It wasn't an awesome dunk. It was just a back scratch. You know what I mean? It wasn't crazy, but it was a prop. You know what I mean?
Or Dennis Smith Jr. to jumping over with cars, the J. Cole,
you know what I mean?
Or Dennis Smith Jr. with the J. Cole thing.
Yeah,
just cool stuff like that is what makes it entertaining. And it's gotten away from that. Other than last year with Aaron Gordon coming back to it, that was pretty good.
That was last year. I like that. That
even
was
though he
last year.
got
Yeah.
screwed. You get screwed.
Again, again.
I don't think he got screwed the first time. I think Zach LaVine deserved the first one. Uh,
The free throw.
overall, I think Zach LaVine deserved the first one. I think they should have tied the first one because that.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
I mean, if I had to pick, I would have picked LaVine too. But I don't think the dunk that they called not a 50 for Gordon was not a 50.
Was fair.
I think
That
that
was
was
a
a
50.
52. But
Yeah.
all right, moving on. Skills challenge. I actually kind of liked it. A lot of people were complaining about, oh, the skills challenge is boring. And also I saw some complaints about like how it seemed like they didn't know what it was actually going on. They were like kind of like, oh, it's like take a shot to see who gets to go to the championship. I agree. I think they should have like simplified the rules a bit and like set them up beforehand before like
Yeah.
instead of like discussing it on the court. But I actually found it pretty entertaining, and I think it's kind of cool that like the winner has to hit the half court first. I mean
Yeah,
that's
I
pretty
like that.
cool. Like um I don't mind that, and I like the little team thing. I thought it was cool that the Antetokounmpo brothers got to do it together.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Although it was, I mean, one of them's not really even in the NBA, so it's kind of like,
Yeah.
but it was still pretty cool. I like the rookies versus the Antetokounmpos and then the Cavs because they're the home court. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool. I liked that format. Although the old one wasn't bad. I think like yeah, like you get a little fresh start to it like with that.
I
And
do like where they're
maybe
going
like
with it.
yeah, it maybe even like next year, like if we're talking about the influencers thing, you do a team of like influencers like Professor the what's the guy's name, like
Bone
Bones or
Crusher or
something,
not? Yeah,
Bone
yeah, Bone
Crusher
Crusher. Yeah,
or something like that, like guys like that, like that'd be pretty cool. And then going into that 3-point contest, I always enjoy the 3-point contest. It's not like crazy, but it's pretty like, oh wow, like, oh, who's gonna make it, like kind of thing.
yeah, right.
And
It's
literally
it's
anybody
never
can win
guaranteed. Like,
but like anybody can win it because anybody can get hot at any time. Like it's
yeah,
kind of cool like that. Um and then if we're going to the other all-star stuff, celebrity is always mad. I think they've gotten into more like broad like celebrities. Like there was a bunch of people I didn't even know
yeah,
in it. I thought it was cool that they brought that Olympic high jumper in though. I didn't know who he was, but he was killing it out there. He had
yeah. I mean, it was
so much
zooming.
bounce. But I don't know. I thought it's the celebrity game. Nobody like really watches it religiously, so it's fine.
And
Um,
unpopular opinion for me, I guess, is I honestly think like I really liked the skills challenge this year. I really like what they
I
did
did
with it.
too.
I think it was up there with the 3-point contest. Now I think the 3-point contest obviously goes over it just because the 3-point contest is so iconic. It's like who doesn't
Mhm,
love a good 3-point contest? You know what I mean? But like
mhm.
I found myself really enjoying the skills contest, like the skills competition. Like when the Cavs, like the 3 Cavs were slinging it from half court and they hit it at the
Yeah,
buzzer, dude just pulls the Dame Lillard. I was like, yeah, that's pretty fire.
because like the Rooks hit it pretty quickly. They hit it in like 9 seconds or something.
Yeah, it was
Um,
like 8.6 seconds or something like that.
yeah, they hit it like that amount of time, and then the Cavs came out and hit it in like 6. It was kind of
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty entertaining, and I just think sorry about the printer going off. My dad's printer something, but no, I liked it, and a lot of people just had like the complaint where like at the end when there was a tie, people like they all looked confused on what to do. Like even like the
Yeah.
people like the refs who are running it, like
They're
they
like,
seemed confused. Like they're like, all right, how do we deal with this? But I don't know. I liked it. People complain, but um before we get into the rising stars, I have like a whole like spiel about that. But I want to talk about the actual all-star game itself. I liked it.
beautiful. Beautiful.
I I think this is what they like wanted for it to be. They're playing for their charities, so there's actually something they're fighting for. And I think like the first 3 quarters are more like fun, like nonchalant, like pickup kind of basketball. But there's still
Mhm.
a little bit defense being played because they want to win for their charities, which is pretty cool to watch. And So it's not like complete crap, but like it's still meh. But and then you get to the final. You get to the final one.
Back and forth,
The
back and
whole
forth,
time
back
they're
and
playing
forth.
defense, and they're playing like 80% defense. And
I
that I mean,
I
that's all you
loved
can
it.
ask for in an All-Star game. And I think, and honestly, I don't need the defense for the whole time. I guess cool as that would be, you're not going to get it. It's an All-Star game.
Yeah,
Uh, and like that's like the argument with like the Pro Bowl and everything. Like oh, we're not going to actually hit each other, but like, why are you wearing pads? But we're not
yeah,
going to get into
exactly.
that. That's just like a whole nother thing. But I think that was a great All-Star game. I was very big fan of it. Um, I thought Team Durant stayed competitive, although like I think they I don't think they I don't think I think they were like their team was worse than LeBron's.
Oh, easily.
Although it hurt them not having KD, but like even without having KD, they were like they lost by 3. Like that's pretty
Yeah.
damn good. Um, Steph went out of his mind, and that was
Steph,
incredible.
Steph, dude, Steph was beautiful that game. Oh my
Although
god. Oh my
I'm kind of
god.
mad they didn't like force it get him the record, but I like he was just
I enjoyed watching
like
him
he
do what he was
chucked a
doing.
couple of threes and then they stopped like giving it to him, and I was like, no, just let him get the record. But
Yeah,
I
might
don't
as
know,
well.
or at least tie it or something. But no, I thought it was entertaining. I liked it. Yeah, that's just me though.
See, I found myself watching the All Star game, and like you said, like the first 3 quarters were like, oh, this is cool. John Morant like doing some crazy dunks. Like John Morant was going off. I mean, he didn't have a lot of points, but when he was hitting the rim, like going on like dunks wise, it was like
Yeah.
watching the dunk contest. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
but it was just I honestly had a good time watching it, just like seeing all of them like pull out some tricks they want to try, or like try
Hmm.
this, try that, go for something crazy because it's like a crazy game. But like just I don't know, every single time Steph got the ball, it was like, yo, I already know he's gonna pop it just from how deep this time. You know what I mean? And he was just
Yeah.
hitting. And like you said, once you got to the fourth quarter, it was like, yo, this is a game. Like this is an actual game. And then LeBron's like dagger for the dub, like 163. I also like that they have like a set score limit, so it's like playing to
Yeah,
21.
so
Except,
it's called the alarm ending. They use it in this thing called the TBT. It's called like the basketball tournament. It's like this they use like alumni from like all a bunch of colleges and stuff, and then
uh-huh.
like this overseas team. And like it's kind of a cool tournament. I watched it over the pandemic because it was the only sports that was going on. They did the bubble before the bubble.
Oh
Um
shit.
and it's pretty cool. I mean, it's not like the most awesome basketball, but it's like semi-pro kind of thing. And
Yeah.
the winning team gets, but they use that the alarm ending, um, where in like they do like they get to a set and then they add like a certain amount of points to like get like the target to get it to a target score, and that's what they play to. And it makes for some awesome like endings. Um, I don't think you could use that in the actual NBA. Like some people are like, "Oh, they should actually do that." I'm like, "That's stupid." Like because then you
Also,
could
hold on.
like, I
As
think
we're
it's so
speaking,
dumb. Yeah,
as we're speaking, Ja just dropped a career high 52 points.
yeah, he's a baller.
He's been going
Um,
off. But anyways, but like no, I like that like whole alum ending thing. Like that's sick because like it when you're playing to 21, you know what I mean? Like take it back to like the ball court outside your house. You know what I mean? Down by the
mhm,
school, you're playing basketball with your buddies playing pickup. You're playing to 15, 16, or like 24 for Kobe, and you get to like 17, right? And it's like 17 to
yeah,
14, maybe 17 to 12, and like one team's clearly winning, and they're going low, and they're going slow, and then you feel that end coming closer, and like it just brings up like it amplifies the whole game, and everybody starts trying harder because they're trying to get that extra win, like they're trying to get that bragging rights. You know what I mean? You start going more, you start putting out more, and getting back what you're getting out. You know what I mean? Like and
mhm,
like a, being a kid who loves playing basketball, you know what I mean? Playing basketball with my buddies, like feeling that adrenaline, like games getting close, going hard, you know what I mean? And then seeing that and like the All Star game of all things, like it makes me excited to actually watch the All Star game again. You know what I mean? Because like
yeah,
now it's just like oh All Star game's on. I guess I'll watch it tonight, see what dunks happen. It's like dunks were disappointing. 3 point contest, always a 3 point contest. Like, it's always going to be enjoyable, but it's like, you know what you're getting from it. And then like skills competition, I had a great time with it. But the All-Star game really just like made me happy to watch the All-Star game again. You know what I mean? Again,
Yeah.
I like the steps they're taking towards like making it a more enjoyable show for the viewers, because like I know right now like a lot of the guys watching the shows, a lot of guys watching the games are like, oh, All-Star weekend, whatever, like, oh, that's a good team, well, dream teams, and then they just forget about it when it comes on, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, I
like
hope they bring it to Boston soon. I will definitely
that
go
would
to
be,
that.
dude, I would go to
I
that.
know
I would
they
come
put in
home
a
to go to
bid
that.
for it. I saw the ownership put in a bid for it.
That would be sick.
But I want to go with my little spiel about the Rising Stars. I don't know
Mhm.
if you watched it. Did you? I don't. Did you?
I
Or
actually
did you
did
see
not.
the
I actually
format?
did not.
Did you see the format though?
I did not
All
know.
right, let me explain it to you. So, for those you don't know, this is how they did it. They split the Rising Stars, and they took some G League Ignite players as well, which
Oh
I
yeah, I
thought was
heard
kind of
about that actually.
stupid. I thought that was kind of stupid because that's unfair. Because like they're not actually in the NBA and they're gonna get drafted next year. So like, realistically, like whatever. But like that's besides the point. They split them
Mhm.
up. Like or they did a draft. They took 4 NBA 75. I forget who they were. I know one was Isaiah Thomas, one was Gary Payton. Forget who the other two were. But they took them and they drafted. They did a draft of the Rising Stars, 4 teams, and they each played each other. Or hold on, sorry. All right,
They do like a
so
winners
they
bracket, loser bracket, that kind of thing.
no, so 2 teams played each other, or like played each other. So one, or say like, I think Isaiah, I forget who they were, but like all right, 2 teams played each other. Like so like say it was team 1, 2, and 3 and 4. So one played 4, and 2 played 3, back to back. So and then the winners of those games moved on to play each other in the championship. So it was pretty cool, and I think it was like, and what they did is they played a full game, but like it was shorter game, or
Oh,
it was
actually,
shorter
you know what?
games.
I remember watching the drafts for that because they got
Why
like
am I
four
blanking on the
picks.
rules?
I remember that.
I've been preparing this spiel because uh
I
because it was super awesome.
remember it was five on
Um
fives. I remember, and I
oh
remember watching the G League Unite
so
kid get
they had
picked
like
like
seven, they
six.
had like 7 players per team, seven
Yeah,
or 8 players. All right. Oh, so each of the first games was just a target score of 50. Whoever got to 50 first. So they just did a target score from the front, or from the tip off. And then the championship game was to 25. I think they should have done it the other way, where the championship was to 50 and the first games were to
I agree.
25.
I agree.
But it was very cool. It was like, it was awesome because like short bench, so there was just a couple subs, but like, and then they were like, for like the first like 20 or so points for the 50 score, they were like, they were just like kind of, they were like playing but like not really. And then it got to lockdown and they were like, all right, let's try to win this. And then the championship game, it was like the whole time they were playing defense, and
Mhm.
it was pretty cool. I very much enjoyed it, because they changed it from the USA to Team World, like versus Team World like format, and
And the
like that
rookies
was
versus
okay.
sophomores and everything.
Yeah, that was okay, but like I think this was much better because like it was kind of like a tournament style. It was fun. Um, I enjoyed it. It was entertaining for me, and I when I watched it, I was thinking they should do the actual All-Star game like this. This would be freaking awesome. And you could bring more All-Stars into the mix kind of thing. Cause like, and you shouldn't have any snubs if there's an extended like roster basically, because it would extend the roster by a couple positions in each conference. But I think it
Now,
would be freaking, I thought so when I watched it, I was like, this would be freaking awesome for the All-Star game. And then I watched the All-Star game and I was like, oh, screw that. This is awesome. But like once
yeah,
this All-Star format kind of gets bland, because they always like to switch it up every so often, because it'll get bland within the next couple of years, I bet. Um, I think this would be a great format for them. That's just me.
now I have an interesting take. It's not basically gonna like end my whole statement, but like if I could do one thing to fix All-Star weekend, throw out All-Star weekend, All-Star month. Now, obviously, I know you're thinking like All-Star month. What, you're just gonna have dunk contests every weekend? No. Everybody's been talking about it. Oh, it's all just like hype to the playoffs. So if you don't get the playoffs, it's like, oh, if you're losing at the start, you're gonna lose motivation to get to the playoff. Oh, all this, all that. Tournament, mid-season tournament. It's been a big it's been a big question thrown in the air. But if you can take away like that, you know what I mean? Like still have like your little all-star events, like a skills challenge, like every weekend, like every Saturday, make like a different event, you know what I mean? Skills. And
before you go any further, my problem with the mid-season tournament is the winner of that tournament doesn't get a break. If you lose first round, I would probably, if I'm a team that's going for a championship, this is what I would do. I would be like, all right, we're not going to play our best players. We're going to lose first round, and then we get a whole month's break, like rest, get healthy. And then the team who wins it or the team gets the championship, what do they get? Like a few days rest at the end, and they just played a whole tournament, and then they have to go finish the season like everyone else, but they didn't get the rest that these other teams that lost did.
Even if you don't do like All-Star month, maybe like an All-Star week, you know what I mean? So like take it this way. The bottom 8 teams, and like so the bottom 4 teams in each conference, you know what I mean? Like the teams that's like, oh, no chance. Give them a week. Give them a week to show like, all right, yeah, we're actually still something. Play them against each other. Show who's the top of the top, like who everybody looks down upon. You know what I mean? Like that would be enjoyable.
What I think they should do, actually, that just sparked an idea. They should take the worst teams instead of doing a lottery. The winner of the mini tournament of the worst teams during the play, they could do it like in the beginning of the playoffs. Whoever wins that little mini tournament gets the number 1 overall pick.
So I have another.
They do it to determine the draft order.
I have another idea. That would be cool.
That'll never happen, but it would be freaking awesome.
No, that would be cool too. But absolute blockbuster idea right here, right? Now I feel like I'm Bill Gates right now with how good of an idea this is. You take the same kind of thing, maybe bottom 5 of each conference, or like because it's like top 8, boom, playoffs.
What I would do is just take the non-playoff teams, but yeah.
Bottom, so yeah, you could fuck all non-playoff teams, right? Say you're getting close.
Because basically is that 5 teams from each? Because like not counting the people who are in the play-in tournament don't get to be a part of it.
Actually, no, I'm sticking with what I said. Except I'm taking away 5 and going 4. Bottom 4 teams from each conference, right? Tourney style.
I would do 5 just because that's how many doesn't make the play-in tournament.
Get where I'm saying here. The 5 seed still has a chance of making playoffs, right? 5 seed still has like the bottom 5, the top of the 5s. You know what I mean? They still have a good chance. They still have a chance of like coming back for the rest of the season, making it back. But say you take like the bottom 3, stack them on top of each other, put them in a tournament. Winner gets a spot in the playoffs. Maybe the top 2 teams on each side of the conferences. So you have bottom 4 in East, bottom 4 in West. Give them something to like fight for a last chance.
My problem with that is, first of all, it takes away from that one team that doesn't get into the play-in tournament, and doesn't get into that tournament, although they would deserve to get into the playoffs first, they don't get in the playoffs. Plus, those lower level teams in the play-in tournament that lose don't get into the playoffs, but that team does. That's my problem with that.
I guess so. The only reason I say that is because like that other team still has like a solid chance. Or I mean, sure, you could do.
Well, especially since them getting into the playoffs isn't even entertaining because they'll probably just get swept first round.
You never know though. Underdog stories, man.
You have the freaking Pistons going against the Bucks or like the Bulls first round. They're gonna get swept.
I mean, sure, but still, it'll give them something to fight for. Playoffs basketball takes
honestly, and if I were those teams, getting into the playoffs would ruin their lottery chances because it would increase their seed. And at that point, I want a higher pick because you're not going to win in the playoffs. Why would you want that?
I still think I'm Bill Gates. Still think that was a great idea. Blockbuster, honestly. Yeah,
All
well,
right. Well,
agree to disagree. Fine.
all right. Well, that's all I got. I'm gonna go over some of my points. Dunk contest sucked. I think there's ways to
Yep,
change it.
big
Uh,
time.
skills challenge I liked, although it wasn't overly popular. A popular 3-point contest was awesome, or was pretty good as usual. Um, Rising Stars I really enjoyed. All Star I really enjoyed. Celebrity meh. Um, I was also quick point. I think it would be cool if they mixed celebrities and NBA players
That would be
into
fun, dude.
a game, but kind of like a pro am tournament kind of thing.
I get you. All right,
Uh,
I'll give my last few points here as well. Like you said, dunk contest sucked. Uh, All Star game, great. I actually really enjoyed it. Watching them do their thing, and like throwing a little. Oh, I'm gonna show what I can show off. You know what I mean? Best players in the league doing what the best players can do. Loved it. Rising Stars, I'm gonna have to look forward to that next year. I'm very upset I missed out on that because that sounds great.
I hope they do it
Um,
again. I hope they do it like that
I,
again.
I really hope they do. Um, 3-point contest, nobody thought Cat would win. Loved seeing big man taking home a center, taking it home. Loved that. Loved it. Shooting lights out. Everybody sleeps on Cat. Cat's amazing. And skills challenge, I actually really enjoyed it. I really hope they do something like that next year. But instead of being like, oh, city team, brothers team, like, well, why the Antetokounmpo brothers? Like, why? That's the one problem I have with that. Like, why that?
That's a team of 3 you got.
It's a team of 3, but it's like, the Antetokounmpo. I was like, they get on a. It, I liked it. It was a good time. I mean, they got swept anyway, so it didn't really matter. But I enjoyed it. It was a good time watching it. And best event, I still got to go with the All Star game. Great.
Yep.
Actually, I just really
Good job.
really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
All right. Well, that's all you're gonna hear from me and Harry for tonight. So be sure to check out Celsius. This episode was brought to you by them. We'll see you next time. We got some big things in the works. So make sure you keep an eye out. Follow us on Instagram at offbeat_sports. Harry, you want to plug the TikTok?
Oh, absolutely. TikTok, OffBeat Sports, pretty simple. You know us, you know what we do. TikTok, that's my side of the spectrum. You know what I mean? I love doing my stuff over there. And stick around because, like Cross said, we got some big things in the work. Summertime, telling you, summertime, it's gonna be a movie. Summertime's gonna be a movie.
All right. We'll see you next time. Peace.